in the last year.
That's correct. So we'll go straight away with the presentation. So in the top left corner, as the red Zerg, we have Cubix
From Montreal. And in the bottom right, wearing the blue colors for the Protoss race, we have Conyc.
also from Montreal.
Yep. And I'm really looking forward to this. And here's a nice point that Cubix mentioned. So in the Montreal tournament, Cubix was actually eliminated from pool play. He got eliminated by the two players, the exact same two players that he now has to beat to be able to win this tournament.
And that would be Conyc and you, if I'm not mistaken. By the way,
you,
congratulations on making it to the finals.
Thank you very much.
All right, so that's going to be harsh for Cubix, considering that he already lost in the Montreal tournament to Conyc, but he was Protoss back then. So now he says, that didn't pan out. Let's fix this.
And he's ready to kick ass today. And talking about being ready to kick ass, Conyc has actually, like, even though Conyc managed to 2-0 Darker Days in the tournament earlier in group play, Conyc seems very, seemed very unconfident when I asked him about this matchup. He really doesn't think he can make it.
Well, we'll see. We can notice that Conyc went Forge first. So I'm assuming either to expand or prevent the expansion, maybe both. But notice that the probe could pass to the right of the pylons. Do you think it's a misplacement? Like, I mean, that's not
no,
gonna wall.
I think it's left there just for a zealot to hold position, and the other part should be walled.
That said, we have Conyc seeing the expand first from Cubix.
Wow, and that's a hatch, and wow, that's a very greedy opening from Cubix. He doesn't think there's any cannon rush that could happen, but there's actually one. Like, if right now Conyc, seeing that there's no pull, should place cannons by all means.
Bull fighting right away. The cannon's gonna come next. We have the pylons being built, but Cubix didn't see it yet, but he will very soon.
He will
that
soon
said,
scout it.
expand first for Zerg is relatively current.
It's a bit, it is current.
It's
People
not,
do it.
Yeah,
but
it's done a lot, and with a few workers, you can easily thwart that cannon rush. I mean, you have to not overdo it, because, well, but
yeah, but I would say
it's running after the probes, and now it's gonna go for the pylons.
I would say it's easier on this map because now the probe can't wall behind the minerals, but on different maps it might be hard to.
That's correct.
To stop, right?
The maps is always a big thing in the placement of such things. We have Conyc, who expanded, went for gateway, so only winning a little time. Though this pylon's gonna fall, the workers already at the expansion, so not too much time lost for Cubix. So. Everything normal so far.
I would even say this is good for Conyc that he went for such early Nexus. Like, he managed to get 4 drones off the mineral line, but at the same time, given that Cubix went for like 16 before he even placed his pool, I think that's pretty much close on both sides.
Now we have the Overlord who's trying to escape from the cannon, but will he make it? Yeah, just barely with 25 health left.
That would have been a
one hit.
I was watching that, you know, making sure, well, he's gonna pull it away. He's gonna pull it away. He's not pulling it away, but he manages to get it out. That would have been a costly loss in the early game here from
We have Conyc going to scout, seeing what's up, but the Queen pops out and will get this probe.
Yes,
so
no getting out for that probe.
No getting away from this probe. You have Cubix, who's researching Burrow. Oh,
Burrow and
cancel,
canceled
I guess this was a misclick.
Yeah, and he's going for lair. So what's the hotkey for Burrow? Maybe the hotkey for lair is close on the keyboard.
I wouldn't know.
But it's B and L, B and L, B and L. No, quite far. But anyway, looks like indeed we're gonna have the turd taken at 5 minute, something about 5 minute 30. So pretty standard.
So very macro play from both players. Very standard so far. Protoss on 2 base versus Zerg on 3. I mean, that's to be expected. Wow,
is Conyc gonna go for an early turd Nexus? Oh my God, that's so early.
This, on the other hand, is not as often, and the Overload spots it straight away. Or at least he spits spots the pylon, meaning he knows.
Yeah,
I mean, you see this, you don't need to see the Nexus, you know.
Yeah, but Cubix was going for a pretty macro build. Like, do you think, like, scouting this, of course, I think I would make 20 roaches, but Kenny, like, is that an option at the moment?
He's doing Aspire. So it's going to be air.
Oh, wow. That's very interesting against the greedy build of Conyc here.
And we have to consider Conyc has 1 sentry and like only 2 gateways. So with there's 2 in production.
Very greedy. Wow.
Like you won't have a lot of stalkers to actually block the incoming Mutalisk. They will not be ready.
It's incredibly greedy, and we see that the Spire. No, but wait. Where are Conic's observers? Is there at least one on the map? There should be at this point.
We have Cubics who noticed his opponents being greedy and actually says it.
Yeah.
So he's making sure us casters are really saying the right thing. Like none of us is going, oh, that's a very safe standard play.
It looks like we don't even have an observer from Conyc in the opponent's space. So this is gonna be left unscouted, and the mutas are probably gonna get. Oh, but there's a probe though. There's not a lot of units for Zerg, and he's not gonna be able to stop it. The probe is gonna go in, and he's gonna scout the Spire. Oh my God! What a free scout! That's incredible.
That said, he didn't see it for a long time. I hope Conyc was really checking what he was doing. We have the Spire who just finishes Mutalist starting and +1 attack on those leaves. So.
But like, there weren't even a few Zerglings maybe for Zerg. I think like where were the units? Both players here were almost with no units at the 8-minute mark. Like
both player playing
such
very greedy, very macro. But the Mutalisks are starting. We have the 2 first already up, and let's say your Cubics. Do you send them straight away like he's doing right now? Or do you wait to have more?
Well, how many are there?
2 Mutalisks. There's
2.
6.
No.
There's
2 you don't
under
send.
construction.
Well, actually, in this case, I would send because they can be used as scout, and his opponent because it's been scouted. Yeah, right.
He's been scouted, so.
Might as well do this damage.
Yeah,
exactly.
he's doing damage, and actually there's no stalker to stop him. So those 2 Mutalisks doing the kill.
And now he has to run. Get the kill on that last probe.
But no,
and
the Mutalist falls. This is
actually
sloppy. Yeah, 1 stalker up for now only, but there's a Phoenix on the way now.
Especially if you consider someone that should be familiar with the range of the mothership card.
There's
shooting arrows here.
Yeah, but he might not be used at the speed of the Mutalisk. Now, there's a Phoenix.
Oh, but the Mutalisk here is gonna die. Not pulling it back.
Dying, but the pylon, the cannon dying, allowing for a little damage, but not so much because there's more coming, and now there's the stalkers too.
Yeah, so 4 probes killed here, I believe.
6 in total.
And that's still a good damage for Cubics here. He managed to get a cannon and to cancel another. So
and he has the supply lead, not by a huge amount, but he's on 3 base against a 3 base Protoss, and you don't want that as Zerg.
And there have the upgrades started, so it's going to be 1-1 for Zerg and 1-0 at the moment for Protoss.
But Cubics is sitting on 2,000 minerals.
Wow,
that's a lot. He doesn't have the gas to actually support it, but. And he's doing only Mutalisk.
And he got supply block with all
those. Now he's gonna snipe the mothership core.
Oh wow,
this
that's
is a good
very
hit.
big. Yeah.
And the cannons there not finished, so a few probes will fall.
And there it's gonna come down to micro a bit because the Phoenix are gonna try to harass the Mutas.
And they will prevent.
Looks like a
they have to move away from the cannon, however.
Yeah.
But it's a huge deal because a lot of workers died.
Yeah, and definitely, I think we see here roach speed. And the 1-1 upgrades with range going for Zerg, I think we're going to have a lot of Roach Hydra.
That's correct. That's probably what's coming, especially since he has so much minerals, but he doesn't have the gas to support that production.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Like, how many geysers does Cubics have? Like, let's look at his geysers.
He has all of them.
3 on 3, 3 on 3, 3 on 3, 3 on 3. Yeah, there we go.
But he's producing so much Mutalisk for now, but 12 Odd Relics are popping, and it's with all the upgrades too. I mean, with all the upgrades, and you have Zerglings with all these minerals. I mean, he's gonna need his larvae to do the lings.
I think he can totally hold this push if he does things right, but he has to make more units, and 30 lings are in the way, and that's gonna be necessary because an attack is coming.
Enough because there's no zealots in that group. I mean, you can do magic with force fields, but there's only 2 sentries, and there's a lot of Mutalisk and Hydralisk.
And there we go. So he's gonna hold the low ground. He's going to prevent Conyc from moving in.
Conyc moving
and
out.
Cubix is going to stabilize here on these 3 bases.
But he's staying by the watchtower, and there he moves. We have all the links trying to surround the enemies.
Oh, and he's going to move in. I'm really surprised by this.
Actually, I'm not. I mean,
I'm
Zerg
not
has
sure.
the advantage. He's going to kill all those... well, maybe not all those, because there's Blink, however.
Yeah,
but yeah, he's forcing the retreat, forcing them to move away, and now the Phoenixes have to move out, making the Mutalisk very powerful.
Yeah, and it's surprising. Like Cubix scouted that there was no zealots in that army.
The Stalker survived with 1
Barely.
HP.
Nice. And we can see Cubix scouted that there was no zealot in that army and that he could move in. So that's a very good move because I think a few zealots would have made all the difference.
Cubix making sure there's no hidden expansion before moving him himself. He's gonna get a snipe on
starting the lair, starting 2-2,
and surrounding the army from the other side. What a great
there's
move.
Templars there. High Templars are left unattended, and there's gonna be a link run by in the main while the Templar is actually gonna be left unscattered. Well, and the left,
but the Zerglings in the main, the Hydralisk at the third. I mean.
Yeah,
where do you go? The Arcan falls, and there's actually Zergling in the expansion too. That's a lot of probe kills.
Yeah, and we see Conyc kind of defending on all 3 places. He's going to be able to kill all of this, but not right away.
We have an Arcan trying to participate, but he's really stuck in a pylon. I mean, how many kills were that? Only 15, however. That, I believe that cost a lot more for Zerg than the dimension dealt.
Yeah, but do not underestimate how he had to maybe stop some probes in the gas. He had to stop production. Maybe he got unfocused by the disruption.
There's Storm underway now, and Storm will make a huge difference. Cubix taking his fort. I believe a little late, considering he's on 2,500 minerals. Could have made the hatchery a long time ago.
Yeah, this is so close a game right now. Cubix here showing that he has a skill with the Zerg needed to go up to Conyc, and Conyc not wanting to give up, defending all 3 bases at the same time. He's obviously still in this game. It's still a very close game. Who's gonna take it?
But we're soon going to have 2-2 for Zerg, and I believe 3-1 or 3-2 for Protoss.
Oh my god. Cubix has 3K in minerals.
But here goes Conyc taking his fort too, so keeping at the same level of bases as Zerg. That's going to hurt Zerg on the long run.
Yeah, of course. With all of those minerals, Cubix would almost take the whole map, even the bottom left with that. With this money, but now he scouts. He knows the army is there. I wonder maybe he can guess that the 4th is being taken. He's not gonna move in with his army right now. He doesn't feel it's strong enough, and instead he's gonna go for melee units.
We have +1 for the melee units, and we have the Zerg. I don't know what the name of the key attack.
Oh yeah, it's adrenal
glands.
I believe.
A great ability that we don't see often enough.
Not often enough, indeed. It's very strong. When you invade a base with those links, they kill it in a matter of seconds.
And I believe we're gonna see Ultras too, because there's the research.
Yep, research for +2 plating on the Ultras. So Ultras are gonna be, well, I believe that's gonna be 4-2. No, 3-4 upgrades on the Ultra.
Conyc saw the attack coming and moving his army to protect its third, but Cubix retreating before the army arrives. But there's so many Arcans there.
Yeah, and
Arcans are good against melee units from Zerg.
Yeah, but it's also mostly a ranged army, and I really fear with the Zerg army if he takes a straight-up engagement, because there's a lot of storms here for Conyc, and those could hurt. Against Roach Hydra, they do wonders.
That's correct, but against Ultralisk, maybe less so.
We have
indeed 3 Ultralisk on the way at the moment, but Conyc's moving out. Like, if Conyc arrives before the Ultralisks are there, I believe he has a chance to actually deal tremendous damage.
Yeah, and Cubix is probably gonna go for the
moving around, because he saw the army on creep and he knows there's. Oh, but Protoss saw him, and
of course here's something like that's a bit.
He's trying to win some time.
Cubix is winning. Is using the information given by his creep at the moment, because Conyc actually has no observer with the army, so he's not killing the creep.
And
Oh,
here
and there
are
we
the
go.
Ultralisks joining the army, and the plating is done.
With the beautiful...
But the storm
oh
on
yeah,
all the
storm on all the
Ultralisks,
Ultralisks, really
such a
strong.
good
Yeah, that's terrible damage.
The
But there's
are
also
spread all over the
Ultras.
place, and one of them is not doing anything. But now there's an aggressive blink. I don't know about that because they got in the Ultralis range. Everything's dying on both sides.
That was quite a close fight, but in the end, it looks like the Ultralist did the difference.
Did the difference. That's correct. They are the only ones living. This Archon will try to run, but he will survive because there's so many Zealots. But Zealots against Ultralist will not do much. And
yeah, but
those
one
Zerglings
Ultralist
will
is gonna
just
die.
need one attack on the. But yeah, nice block by the Zealots, actually saving the Archon so he can do damage.
And that's a lot of reinforcements. It's a swarm. We had a wall of Zealots, but that's not going to be enough.
Wow, Cubix actually take the game.
Yeah, with like going for Ultralisk on macro against Protoss, that really shows that he has to have played Zerg more than 10 times.
It was actually a pretty nice.
It was a good decision, I think.
Good decision, good change. I'm impressed that he could sustain this economy on the even amount of bases as the Protoss.
Yeah, of course.
Like especially 3 bases because the fort got built very late. I mean, it helped for the Ultras at the end. I'll give you that, but like, yeah, but I mean. Conyc was missing Immortals in that group. Immortals or Colossi or even both. Like, he was way too focused on Archons. And against Ultralisk and Hydralisk, I mean, yeah, the Storms did a huge deal, but like, even with almost perfect Storms, he could not make it.
Yeah.
So there was definitely some firepower missing.
And I think also the upgrades were a key in that match because the
it was
upgrades
3-0
were
against 2-2.
3-2 actually.
3-0. Protoss had
Protoss had 3-0.
3-0 against
2-2, but it was actually 3-4 on the Ultralist by the time the upgrades were done.
It was not because the melee attack had been upgraded only to level 1. It was 1-4.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I missed. Oh, no, sorry. I must have looked at the icons and mistook the Zergling Adrenal Glands for the +3 melee.
Yeah. But Adrenal Glands do make a huge difference. Anyways, second game starting. So we're going to present the player again. In the top left corner, the victor of last match. The guy who needs to beat the opponents who always beat him so far. The green Zerg, Cubix.
Woo, woo, woo!
And
in the top right, we have as an orange Protoss. He's down 1 game. He has to win this absolutely if he wants to stay in this tournament and define his, well, semi-finalist title from last season. He is Conyc.
All right. So, do you think we're going to see the same play? I mean, this map has 4 and 3 points. Not 4 and 3 points. 4 starting points. So, like, you don't know where your opponents are. You cannot be as aggressive from the start. But both players were never aggressive last game. They were so greedy.
Yeah. And it looks like Cubix is going to scout in the wrong direction, while Conyc is going to send his probe to, again, place the forge. Oh, no, but not this time.
This time it's going to be a gateway. I mean, I understand this decision because as Protoss on this base, there's less of a chance of an early run-by from your opponent, so you less need to have cannons to wall very, very early. So you can be a little more aggressive and go directly with the gateway and not spend cash on the forge and cannons from the start. I mean, the forge can help you have your upgrades, but you can do it a little later and you don't waste money on cannons. And, well, seeing how his opponent was greedy the game before, it's fair to assume that he's going to try it again.
Yeah, but and I'm surprised by by the Cubix Overlord choice here. He's sending his second Overlord instead of scouting at his expansion. He's sending it away, so he's not afraid at all of being in pylon and getting rushed here.
Well, again, it's a 4-place map, so
there's less chance
risk.
of that.
I mean, it can still happen.
Yeah.
You scout from the beginning, you find it, but as we see, Conyc is going to find the Zerg only at the last spot he checks, and Cubix, well, again, went Hatch first, now having the pool. So even if Conyc went now to the enemy base, well, he's too late to do actual damage.
Yeah, at this point, obviously, like the Zerglings will get out first. So let's see here. Is Cubix gonna go for another hatchery soon again in this game?
Making sure there's no hidden pylons behind his hatchery, which is always safe because even though it's a 4-player map, it can happen. And but Conyc already building a Zealot, having his expansion up. I mean, He's not. No one's actually ahead.
Yeah, but I still like Conic's position because of the scouting info here. Now he knows exactly where his opponent's at, like same as last game. But Cubix has no idea if Conyc is going for some kind of all-in or...
Well, he knows that there's either an expansion or something because there's not a single building inside the main.
Yeah.
So you're pretty sure. I mean, you don't know if it's well, you don't know what the tech's going to be, but even if you see the current base of the Protoss, you have no idea what the tech's going to be because, well, every Protoss makes a cybernetic core. I mean, you cannot live without one.
Indeed. So, so we see Conyc here bringing a probe a bit close to his opponent's base. I think he wants to scout again.
He wants to know if there's a turret, actually. All is about the turret timing. Conyc wants to be ahead on bases.
I think it's because Conyc had the report from the probe from last game saying, you know, I went and saw the security inside Cubic's base. Apparently, you can send the probe easy inside the main. No danger of being...
Well, he's
detected.
doing it again.
I mean, there you go.
Moving in, the Queen's going to get it, but he will still have time to scout everything.
And somewhere there's a no...
And actually, he's almost making it out. He won't, however.
Somewhere there's an Overlord raging. Why is our security system so bad?
Well, the thing is, that Overlord is at the Protoss base saying their security is no better.
Oh, yeah. That might actually be the case. And he's going to be able to scout the
second gateway, not the third, however. But when you
seeing the two sentries, you know what's up.
You know it's going to be a defensive and greedy play. I mean, Protoss took all gas. Zerg knows it. So Roach will be coming next.
Yep, and I think that's going to be a stable opening here against his opponent. However, note that Conyc went for very early 4 gas, and he's now going to reach...
We have the Mothership Core actually going to do
going for a few kills. That's very cute.
Kill 1 or 2 probes.
Yeah, usually the Queen can chase it away, but...
considering there's a Queen there, and yeah, I mean, he could have killed 1 drone and then left, but once he was so far in, well, you have to move back.
Yep.
Still, gives a scout because a lot of Protoss like to hide Spire at the naturals behind the mineral line.
Yeah, and he got a scout on the gases.
That's not a place where the Protoss will scout.
Actually, the information he got was there's probably a third making. Because seeing no gas at the 7-minute mark on the Zerg's expansion.
But there is gas, but...
Well, no, now there is, but there wasn't where the...
back then. You're correct. That said, this Overload sees everything that there is to see. Will get scouted by the Mothership Core, might have to retreat. Yes, it does, because the sentries are... Well, he decides, no, it's not retreating, it's staying there.
Yeah, and there we go. So he's going to go
another
for
one moving
sentries.
in, trying to go scout all the gateways, actually.
Oh, and now Cubix has got to know that something is up. I'm really surprised. I wonder what Conic's build here. He has to warp in more and more and more sentries because he now reaches 900 gas at the 8:30-minute mark.
He has 6 gateways, so he's going to be able to produce
a lot of sentries.
All that money. That said, he's scouting the third from Cubix. We have the proxy pylon building like straight besides, saying, I have to attack now if Zerg has time to defend that base.
But has the pylon been scouted by an Overlord? Has the pylon been scouted? Yeah.
It has, but there's another one, so I don't believe Conyc cares.
Yeah, at the moment. And he has 2 more gateways in production, so this is going to be a very harsh attack. But I'm surprised by Conic's like, resource balance here. Like, really, with 400 minerals and 900 gas. Like,
and that's a lot of roaches against stalkers and sentries.
Yeah, I think Cubix will be able to defend this.
You need to do immortals. I'm surprised that Conic's still not going for a build that has a robo in it.
Yeah, and it looks like still his units are going to be very gateway units composed, and he's going to warp no more sentries. He's going to stay with stalkers, and he's not going to make use of his gas banks here. So he's really thinking of being aggressive. Maybe he'll go back home and make a turn. We'll see. But I think he might try it with
a weird choice to destroy, considering that you can pass right beside them.
Oh yeah, but sometimes it can be a bit closer. And there we go.
Attack from a lot of spots.
And there you go. So the Zerglings are going to surround here.
Actually, nice force field, but the Zergling already passed.
Yeah, the Roaches are barely in range, so that's not perfect. But I wonder about Cubix's attack here.
The Roaches are actually pincered, and with the reinforcements from the other side, the retreat path is cut.
Yeah, and there we go. So there's going to be a lot of damage.
Actually, that
oh my god.
Well for
is this going to work for Conyc? I mean, is this build?
a lot of Zerglings and not many zealots. The Mothership Core decide to join the fray,
Yeah.
saying, I have the advantage, I need to deal damage, I cannot just
And
be
how much
killing
energy
units.
is there on the Mothership Core? Can he recall? Can he use maybe a time warp?
It does not use
Oh,
anything.
wow,
from
that's
the-
very good. So he can slow down those Zerg units while attacking, and he
And
can
then
probably use the
recall.
force fields to wall half of the Zerg army
Protoss
here.
moving
That's
straight
going to be
where
very
the
good
Zerg
for
is moving.
Protoss.
And
Conyc here moving in. I think
I think he can deal a
Yeah.
tremendous amount of damage. Here goes force field, trying to
Few
block
force
a
field,
bit
not
of
the
it.
best,
The Zealots
but-
arriving a little late. Mothership Core sadly not doing anything, however. It needs to throw down, but there's so many, and there we go. We have the slow and all the armies just
Yeah.
melting for Zerg.
and this is incredible damage. I think he's going to win.
And yeah, here we have the GG.
Wow. So
Good
that's
attack. So that was what he was doing. I mean,
yeah. So I guess pressure with
Zerg. Zerg was having 1,000 gas, I'm told, and no minerals. So he
Both of
couldn't-
them?
No, Zerg player, Cubics.
well, because the Protoss
The production
because the
could not
Protoss
be
player
matched.
definitely had 1,000 gas in the bank and 200 minerals
So
too.
both player were behind.
So
Well, they were not both behind, but both players were slipping on the macro
Yeah.
side. But with all this aggression, I mean, it's understandable. But
Yeah.
this brings the game to 1-1, so we'll have a tiebreaker. I mean, Conyc must have been stressed out, but now he's trying to focus, playing.
yeah, and I wonder for what kind of build he's going to choose here in his game 3, as he managed to do the 2 base pressure against his opponent, but I don't know how Cubics will feel at the moment, because he scouted it very early, right? He saw the 3 more gateways making. He's a Protoss player. He knows what was coming. He killed the pylon, and yet he did not manage to make enough units in time. So that's gotta affect your confidence.
Well, we'll see. Maybe he's gonna go back to Mulus. That worked out very well.
Yeah.
So, in the right corner of the map, this time the green Zerg Cubics from Montreal.
And in the left of the side of the map, we have playing as the red Protoss, Conyc.
So, I'm assuming we're not gonna see some builds like you did last Tuesday. I mean,
Yes.
a little
Last Wednesday.
cheesy, aggressive,
Yeah.
goal taking.
Gold taking? What? I would never do such a thing. But yeah,
Alright.
like actually, I had prepared those builds specifically for my opponent on that day because I knew those were the kind of builds that gave me the most chance of winning, and I practiced them a lot. So
Well, obviously you were right. So now we see Cubics, well, sending his overload straight to the enemy base, wanting to see what's up, wanting to know what he's going to do this time. We have Cubics, who seems to be still going for Hatch first, I'm assuming. I mean, it could still be a 14 pool, of course, but he's been consistent on that point so far. I believe he practiced mostly one build and is intending to stick to it.
yeah, and of course on this map it's a lot easier to take that 15 hatchery, very safe behind your base.
Well,
but it's gonna
I was
surprise
wrong.
his
He went
opponent.
pool first.
Yeah, he might go for a surprise, but it's not gonna be like now. He knows he knows that he saw the probe on the map, so he knows the probe is coming. The spool is not gonna be any surprise. Maybe he's well, you know, I kind of like this actually from Cubics because like if you put yourself in Conic's position, you've seen 15 hatch 2 consecutive times on this map, and like in this best of 3, and you know that this map is really good for 15 hatch. So like Conic could think it's a guaranteed 15 hatch and go for a proxy double gateway, right?
He's gonna
Like-
see the hatch just starting, so he knows it's not a 15 hatch.
Yeah, by now
anymore,
he knows.
And he's gonna move, go check the straight away. Want to see the pool that's already up.
Oh wow, and that's gonna be in Conic's favor.
And yeah, he knows the probe moving away. There was a little try to catch him up, but that probe was a mineral. But it decided to maybe block the
Oh,
gas, which
wow.
was a mistake because well. He didn't have enough. He didn't have enough minerals to block the gas and just lost the probe.
Yeah, and it's like Cubics here, Cubics drone here getting a kill, not even moving. He's like the drone is like probably smoking a cigar or something, being like, "Yeah, that's my first kill of the day, baby." But he should still go back to work.
Well, we have Conyc here taking his expansion, taking both gas, trying again to stay up to par with Zerg on the base count, which
Yeah, and that's
actually
a-
he's done pretty well most games so far, except
Yeah.
the last one.
And especially if you consider in this game, like Cubix has yet to go to take a third, and the expansion was really early for Conyc, almost at the same time as Cubix expansion actually. So so Conyc is gonna have a bit of a macro lead here in a few minutes.
That's correct. We have, however, Cubix will scout the expansion.
And the murderous drone here, still smoking his cigar, not understanding that he has to come back to work and that his job is not done. What are you doing, lazy drone?
Well, he decided he wasn't attacking units. It's an attacking drone.
Yeah, so it's part of the army. He's guarding the ramp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, he moved out. No, that's Zerglings. But still.
Hopefully. Yeah, and the drone probably wondering at the moment, like, why am I not being sent away? Like, does Cubix not trust me?
I believe Cubix says, look, I'm that good, I can spare one drone that's working. You have a vacation. You made a kill. Like, it's like you trade.
How many drones can brag about that, right?
Not that many. Not that many. Every other drone's working.
Yeah. Looks like, oh yeah, this map was modified, I believe, because I think before you could not see the units behind those rocks.
Sending zealots to deal with the Lings killing his rock.
Oh, but that's not that perfect move, not knowing.
Not a good move considering how many Lings there's going to be.
But maybe he's going to be able to bring it back before, because he's going to see the Zerglings attacking, and there we go. He should bring the Zealot back, but the Zealot is still moving up. The Zealot is going to be scouted.
Yeah, it's going to get scouted very slow. It's going to stop by the Lings saying, oh, there's too many Lings for me there. But the Lings trying to break the rocks, but
that's going to be very hard to wall.
Way too long, actually.
No, but there's no cannon going up. Like, it's eventually going to fall.
It's two gateways.
Like, what is going to stop it? Like,
and you have Lings at the entry, so there's going to be a push from both sides.
Going to be aggressive on both sides, it seems. That's very interesting. I wonder if he's going to be able to take advantage of this.
Are going to fall on the Lings waiting at the entrance. We have a huge wall of gateways and stuff. Zerglings saw the Zealots moving to attack it.
Oh, but he's not reacting in time, and he's not going to be able to even kill.
The Zealots stuck and realizing it the last time, but the Zerg retreated.
Yeah, and he's not even going to be able to do one kill. So Cubix here had the chance to maybe take out Zealots and do pressure.
The rocks, and now the Lings trying to deal damage from the inside. Like, the thing is, there's no range units.
Yeah, and oh my god, is there still a sentry at the... Oh, but it wasn't walled correctly.
And the Zergling walked in, the sentry falls.
This is terrible here for Conyc.
And now all the Lings are inside
probes
the main.
Are starting to die at the second. There's a lot of probes dying, and there's nothing to defend them here. As probes are dying, how many probes have just died? And there's even more Zerglings gonna run in.
Zerglings are running in.
This is terrible damage. This is game-ending damage, actually.
Yes, the Zealots are dying. The Sentry too. I mean, there
is... but there's an Oracle to help at least.
But like, it's only gonna kill the... Well, it's only gonna kill the Zerglings, which is what you want to kill at the moment. But, I mean... There's so many 12 workers died. I mean, the worker count at the moment.
And he's gonna get one more probe kill and maybe another. Like, oh, is he gonna get the Zergling getting by? Oh wow, is he gonna get seriously another kill?
But now the workers saying no.
The probes are like, I've heard a legend of a killing drone. I'm sure I can do it.
Now there's Stalker. The Stalker finally arriving is gonna help a little bit. But you know what? The Lings are going to go top, deal a little more damage on the gateways.
Yeah, and here's the difference between the two players. That was a lot of action. It was very action-packed. Who managed to keep up in terms of macro? I think Conyc was better there because Cubix did go to 1.5k. So even though he did a lot of damage, he went a bit behind in terms of macro.
Moving out, however, and those gateways will be protected by only one Oracle.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Conyc is not bringing back any units here. He seems confident that the one Oracle will scare away Cubix, and it seems to be working. Yeah.
But I mean, you don't want to lose all your Zergling for nothing, and you don't know what's coming after the Oracles. So, and like, it takes times to kill a wall like that. So it needs to play it safe.
And it looks like the choice of tech for Cubix has been made. It's gonna again be Roach Hydralisk, and we're gonna see a strong macro play here with the small lead he has in this game.
But how many queens are there? Can they deal with the Oracle? That's the whole question. Like, there's 2 queens. We have...
There shouldn't be.
Well,
sorry,
it all depends on how it's micro. Like, here's the Oracle coming in, moving straight over the queen, saying, oh no, I need to go to the expansion. Trying to get to this, but there is another queen there. Queen starting to attack.
Oh, and the Oracle attacking the Queen. That's not what you should do.
No,
and is he gonna lose it? Like
he's just
he can't really afford to lose that out.
It's barely making it out.
Oh my god!
That was so risky.
Yeah, very risky for Conyc. Barely getting it out.
Behind, he's building Void Rays.
Oh, Void Rays. Wow.
That said, until he has a certain amount of Void Rays, they won't be able to deal with Hydralisk.
Yeah, Hydralisk here. Like, if right now, if Cubix would know that his opponent was going for Void Rays, I think he would be very happy because an army of Roach Hydra is just what you need to deny a turn.
The thing is that Conyc doesn't know there's the Hydralistic then yet.
Does he know? No,
he does not.
Oh,
he does not.
I thought he had managed to scout it in the base with his Oracle.
I believe the building was built after the Oracles was seen.
But what I'm really surprised actually in this game is
here's the Oracle coming back.
So it looks like
and now he
gonna
sees
go
the
for
Void Ray. He sees the Void Ray. He knows what's up.
Yeah, and he has to attack right now because Cubix did not make a turn behind this. So
did you notice that Stalker
right
seen from up close kind of looked like a small Colossus?
What?
There was a zoom on one of the Stalkers, and since it was at the bottom of the screen, it looked like a small Colossus.
Oh, it's like, I guess I could imagine that, actually.
But we have Conyc actually taking a hidden turd, but moving his army to the front just when the Zerglings are moving up and gonna attack the gateways. And I mean,
it looks like there's 7 more Hydralisk making and no
Zealots will
turd
just die.
coming. So this is very, like, this is gonna be all in from Cubix. I mean, somehow all in at least because he's gonna have a lot of
the Oracle,
but the Oracle 10-4 died.
And
yeah,
now's the Zealots coming, but
there's enough sentries to yeah, there we go. So he's gonna go in.
But he cannot go in. There's too many Zealots, and the Void Rays will deal damage. But Cubix saw that there's 2 Void Rays. He needs to deal with that because Void Rays, 2 Void Rays is not that great. But if the amount gets bigger, it gets way harder to
look
defend.
at how all-in Cubix is at the moment. He really wants to end this right away. He doesn't know that there's a turd from his opponent, and that's probably actually in his favor anyway because he's attacking like straight, and he's gonna engage straight up.
Killing a few Zealots, like he's gonna make a few building kills here and there, like trying to keep the macro lead, I guess, but he doesn't know that there's a turd, and unless like he kills it or attacks or something, over time that's going to be terrible. We have 18 more lings on their way. He
still doesn't know about this base, so that's a very good move from Conyc. It might save him this game, but actually Cubix has such a lead in macro, like really showing that he has a better macro here because there's so much swarming moving in, and there we go.
Destroy the gateway.
He can now move up the ramp and take a good position against his army.
Start killing the gateways, but no, decides to retreat.
He's going to decide to move out.
Because he doesn't want to lose all his army to the Protoss army, because since they're on even number of base, according to him.
And that's a very good move from Conyc here, sniping the Overseer. Of course, Cubix has no way to know if a Dark Shrine is making in the back of this base here. So he's probably going to make more.
But now he's splitting his armies. There's lings going up, but there's back a wall with this time cannons. So not much.
Yeah, that's going to be very hard to go through.
But
and
he's attacking from both sides.
Yeah, but he missed the attacking though. So he can engage, he can force, he can pressure. And it looks like the Zerglings are dying, but at the same time, like, all of those buildings are going to fall soon.
Well, I don't think they will, actually. Like, the Zerglings have to retreat.
3 Void Rays, yeah, that's enough to hold this.
But now the army. The army of Conyc is actually getting bigger and bigger. I mean, as Cubix, you have to know something's up, and exactly he says, no way you're going to support
there we go. So now he knows.
You have a turd. He knows it. He finds it, and that's good because he took his third. I mean, it's not bringing income yet, but like Conic's base made a little cash, but not that much. Maybe paid for itself, but now it's just fell.
Yeah, but it barely paid for itself, but at least it's got in the game because now Cubix has not even like
and Conyc feels like he has to move out, but he's gonna catch the army off position and
in an attack move, only have the army attacked, and he's gonna try to retreat.
But
he's gonna lose 1 roach, not more.
That's
maybe
a lot
2 roaches.
because this army from Conyc is very strong.
Yeah,
and
but
now
there we
decides
go.
to engage, but the concave a little better from Conyc, but
nice force field
nice
here.
Force field blocking everything, actually making Conyc win this engagement. Like,
But still,
very
like
easily.
Cubix is exchanging and he's taking his third base, but he's making 7 idolists,
that
14
said,
more
there's
Zerglings.
only one Void Ray left.
Yeah, and so this is a very close game suddenly, but Conyc,
And there
I'm not
goes
sure.
the Void Ray. The Zealots are not participating, and this is...
Oh, but the road,
no,
the
it's not.
Hydras.
Actually, it's not Zealots. It's the army of Conyc, so of Cubix. So it makes sense. The Stalker's having to retreat, and now suddenly we have almost a whole new game, but Cubix has 3,000, 1,000 in bank.
Yeah, what kept Conyc in this game was the fact that Cubix had not expanded
And
behind
just
this.
as the expansion
Oh,
goes,
wow.
has to cancel.
Yeah.
That hurts a lot. I mean,
Yeah, that hurts your heart when that happens.
But you know that's there. I mean, as Conyc, you know that the army's coming. You're retreating exactly where you're going. I mean,
Yeah,
that's panic for you.
And we can see Cubix here, Macro definitely sleeping with 4k minerals and 1.2k gas in the bank.
And here
but
goes
will
the
it matter?
Void Ray wanting to suicide itself.
Oh, against the
And
Hydras.
exactly.
Oh,
now,
that's terrible.
But the cannon's still dealing tremendous damage to the Zergon.
And I think Cubix is gonna win this game actually with 4.2k in the bank. It doesn't matter.
I mean, the cannon's gonna fall, but now there's an army coming to defend. So Cubix has to retreat
and
for
that
now,
Void
but
Ray will
another
also be
Void Ray
taken out.
suiciding itself.
Whoa.
I mean, the micro of Conyc is being sloppy, and all the gateway finally fall. I mean, this will prevent the reinforcements.
Yeah, and Cubix here making making 14 Maroches going for Hive behind this. He probably thinks he's somehow all in, but he's in such an overwhelming lead. I mean, but Conyc still has like all his thousands of resources in the bank also on his side. So overall, a pretty sloppy macro side
And
for
there's
those
a
two
lot
players.
of workers not mining because the bank, the base
Wow.
is empty. I mean,
That's
well, we know that Cubix Zerg's not mainers here. He saw his workers not working, moving them to the expansion, trying to keep the macro lead, which is very important because you have to consider Conyc's main is mined out or almost mined out.
and remember, so the winner of this game will go to the finals.
And play against you.
Yeah,
Who do you wish wins?
I actually think, as Lucas record, I've never defeated Conyc in a
we
best
have,
of 3.
again,
So.
upgrades going for the melee
Yeah.
of Zerg with the Adrenaline Rens. A lot of upgrades moving up. The army's moving, trying to prevent the third. Zerg knows, if I have advanced in base now, thinking in fort, he can win this.
Yeah, and looks like there's going to be 3 more cannons here from Conyc. I wonder what his plan is, because he's going to soon move out of minerals. He has to make a base
you know
at
what,
some point.
what we don't see from Conyc that would help a lot? Colossus or Immortal.
Yeah, you could say again. Like
But
we have
this time, all the Zerg armies at the bottom left and the
Oh,
Protoss armies
and-
at the top right.
and does he have Blink? If he has
and
Blink,
he
he can
does have
intercept.
Blink, I believe. No, he doesn't.
No,
he
he
doesn't have
doesn't.
Blink,
Alright.
but he's retreating the army because he could have dealt some damage that will
Yeah.
really have helped. But now all the Zerg armies coming back.
Yeah, and it looks like he's not going for an Nexus behind this. And so this is going to be incredibly all-in. But as I say
here's-
this, of course, there's a Nexus making. But
it's still 177 supply against 128, and we
Yeah.
have so many upgrades from Zerg, and I would not be surprised to see Ultralisk come right after this.
Oh yeah, of course, going right as the game 1. But I'm, you know, as we can see, it's pretty standard timings, right? 23 minutes taking the 4th for Zerg and the 3rd for Protoss.
And there goes the Ultralisk. Will start very soon as the building just finished. I'm expecting to see them any moment, but he's sending the army before they're ready.
Yeah, there we go, and that's gonna be a big engage.
There's a big engagement, but the Protoss army is strong in this point.
Yeah, both armies
And
very
the force
strong
field,
here.
really great splitting
yeah,
the Zerg army,
very
allowing
nice.
the Protoss to actually survive this engagement.
The
but
Zerg
still,
is trying to prevent the
a lot
Protoss
of
from
those
expanding,
units
but
are fake zealots. Therefore, like, the Zerg still has a huge army in his force.
yeah, and more and more. And actually, there's only Stalkers left. And there's a lot of Hydralisks here. And he managed to
And
get the
here are
cancel on the
Lings.
3rd. He's moving in.
This
There's
cancel
Lings
is
reinforcements. And Conyc, Cubix is going to come in here. The Protoss units are precisely dying.
And those zealots
and
are
he's
fake,
going.
and therefore the Zerg army just slaughters, and without even the Ultras being built.
And there we
have
go.
the Good,
Good luck in the final from
so
Conyc here.
Congratulations
And
to
Cubix.
Vincent
Yep.
Gasoslet, defeating the almost champion of last season.
Yep, and an impressive game playing off
game.
race again. As a reminder, playing off race, defeating his opponent 2-1. Well, that was
That was
impressive.
actually very, very great games.
Yep.
So we're gonna have. Well, that's it for today's game, I guess. Want to congratulate you and Vincent for making it to the finals, but we'll see again Jean-François and Simon Gastin.
Yeah, as they're going to have a rematch in the third place match of this tournament.
Exactly, which will be either next week or 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, we will announce that.
If there is going to be a week off for players to practice or relax a little bit, or if it's next week. But I believe we'll have 1 week breaks, so you have to tune in 2 weeks from now. You can watch UGL, the finals, and the small finals live. It's going to be great games.
Yeah, so tune in for the finals. We're going to soon announce, again, in the channel and on Challenge. And not Challenge, I believe, I mean tournament. And we're going to have the time for... we'll see if we're going to have maybe an interview here. Oh. But maybe we don't know.
Maybe we don't know. So we're going to keep you occupied until we know for sure if he's coming. We have... What? That's correct. We can actually interview you as the other finalist.
I guess.
Jean-Benoit.
So what questions do you have for me?
I know you were confident. Like you practiced a lot against Simon. You beat him once.
I
know you said.
I was faking confidence actually.
I know you said like he beat you all the times before the Montreal tournament.
Yeah, in practice games, definitely.
Twice in a row. Both times 2-1, I believe.
No, 2-0, I believe, but it was still very, very close games, definitely.
So yeah, very close games. But you always seem to know exactly what Simon will do. Like you studied, you made sure you knew what you were doing, you were ready for everything. I mean, will you do the same kinds of practice, silly builds for to handle Vincent?
Well, that depends. Is he going to play Zerg or Protoss? I believe he's going to play Protoss, actually, because I believe his PVT is very strong and his ZVT is probably... Well, I think... I don't remember if he told me explicitly that he would play Protoss, but we have a knock at the bait.
Technically, it will be Protoss unless he warns in advance, because since he's not registered as a random player, he has to warn if he's changing race.
Yeah, but I'm not sure if I'm going to go quite for as much cheese in the final. You know, sometimes cheese can be nice, can be tasty, but you have to consider it like in moderation, you know.
So we have Vincent who just arrived. Yeah. So congratulations, Vincent. Come sit with us. I don't know if we can make you a little room. Sit in the middle. So... congratulations.
Thanks.
Those were close games.
Those were close games. I'm translating what Jean-Benoit is trying to say because he has no more microphones. Okay. So, Vincent, like, did you? I mean, I know you. Zerg is not your main. I mean, you're Protoss. So, how did you feel going into the semifinals with an off race? I mean, I know you didn't want to play PvP, but still, it has to have an impact on.
I mean. It had a pretty big impact because I couldn't just... Well, I had some strategies, but I needed to... Well, my Zerg isn't perfect, and I needed to count on the fact that it wouldn't be ready for it. And I was just like trying some stuff and like countering what he was doing. He was doing Void Ray, so I was like, I'll just go mass Hydralisk. I don't really care.
It's true that Hydralisks are good against Void Ray, but then again, you were standing on 1,000, 2,000 minerals and gas a lot of the time on 2 bases, which means like, I'm not sure, we need to ask Conyc what went wrong on his side, but like, you could have had so much more units, yet you managed to attack from all position, always be ready for what your opponent was doing. You were top-notch on the upgrades, like always making them. That actually is probably in your injects. Probably both were
they were
at your advantage.
My injects were all delayed, but like I was just trying to be like on the last game because I think it was the best game. I was just trying to be at every possible like. Every base was covered. I was
after you found the hidden base that was there for actually a long time, but not working much. I
discovered it, and I was like, "What the hell? What is happening? I'll kill this." And then he tried to fight my army, and I was like, "Dude, I added some zealots, and he was just tank there. I don't know why. Like all my army were just flowing in, and like he was just staying there.
Yeah, that was a great call. That's probably what got you the last game. That Scurried was a really well, it was a turning point. But let's go back before that point. In game 2, when you started losing, like did your heart like squeeze or something? Like what were you feeling at that point? Did you go game 3 thinking you could still make it, or like did you think, okay, now first game I surprised him, but now he's ready?
I felt like I could still make it back in game 3, but the thing is, I wasn't ready for him to attack. Like I don't really like. I wasn't sure what to do in case of him attacking in game 2. So I was feeling like if I could go macro game and just getting him the late game and just going mass base, I would be able to just get a hedge on him at that moment.
So, did you think Protoss was OP?
No. No.
Definitely not, since you won against it. I was just translating our other caster's question. So, another question, like, I suppose you know this because we commented on it a few times in all 3 games. I mean, Protoss did not go Robo at all.
No.
And against an Hydralisk army, do you feel he should have?
Yeah, he should have went Robo all game. Just go have some immortals for like you need at least against the Zerg you need 2 immortals, 2 to 4 immortals, and have some colossi. Yeah, you need this or Storm, but even there, you've seen game 1, Storm is inefficient when you have upgrades.
Yeah, the storms actually hit you pretty bad, but you're correct. It was not sufficient to destroy your army. Gave you the games. And that said, did you know he did not have any robo? I mean, you never saw any units, but you had to expect
I scouted no robo every game.
Every game.
Yeah, I scouted the Stargate, and then I was just like, well, I'll just build links. He can't do anything, and he wasn't. His main wasn't wall. There was a sentry, but he wasn't paying attention. So I just ran in and killed about 10 to 12 probes there.
Yeah, definitely. For the finals now, you're going to be playing Jean-Benoit, who defeated Simon Gastin 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Like, have you watched those games?
I think, no, I didn't cast those games.
No, you did not, but did you watch them?
I watched some of them behind Jean-Benoit.
So, like, knowing what Jean-Benoit has been able to pull, like, are you ready? You going to play Protoss or Zerg?
I'm not even sure yet.
You're not sure yet. You know you have to tell your opponent at least
I have to tell him 2
days
2 days before. He told me.
All right, yeah.
You told me.
You have to tell him 2 days in advance. That said, so
you'll have 2 days to practice, and you don't know yet.
And he doesn't know if you're going to be Zerg or Protoss.
Yep.
I mean, would you be ready against... would you
in games? Are you talking with like overall? Oh well, if you count the game that I just left because I was like, this isn't worth it. Like when we were practicing and I was just like,
the questions for our viewers is what's the win rate of Vincent so far against Jean-Benoit? 10-2 for Vincent. So Vincent for now having the advantage against Jean-Benoit in the past history. So we'll see it in as I said, probably 2 weeks from now, the finals. So well, congratulations again for making it there, and we'll see you there.
Yep.
And I hope we see you too, guys.